Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. Today's practice is going to be one where we focus on stretching and working through the tissues of the wrist and the hands. It's a great practice if you work with your hands a lot, but also one that's great for just yoga practitioners in general because we utilize our wrists a lot when we're in our vinyasa practices. So let's go ahead and get started. You will need one myofascial ball, but other than that, if you wanted to also use a golf ball or a smaller ball, I'm going to use a tennis ball. Feel free to find any sort of ball, but sometimes it's a little bit nicer for the hands to have a smaller one. I don't have a smaller one right now, so I'm going to use a tennis ball. We're going to set that off to the side because we're just going to start out with some stretches of the hands and the wrist. And the first one's going to be just interlacing the fingers and just starting to roll out the wrist. So just find some circular motions with the hands and the wrist. Breathing here. Nothing too formal. Just finding some motion through that joint there. Maybe find the opposite direction, which might feel a little awkward. Last couple breaths. Just starting to wake up the wrists here. Go ahead and release the hands, maybe shake them out. And I like to do this one just to, again, wake up really the muscles in the forearm so that the hands can start to activate too. So go ahead and bring the palms into a nice fist. So really squeeze really tight. And then we're going to just open like a flashlight. So spread the fingers really wide. And then we're going to close and open. So we're going to pick up the pace here. So closing and opening. So finding what we're going to call flashlights. Closing and opening. Pick up the pace as fast as you can go. Open, close, open, close, open, close. You start to feel that in the wrist, but you also start to feel that in the forearms. So we're just waking up the hands, waking up those forearms here. It might start to talk to you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and shake that out. That definitely needs a little shake after you do that. Just take the time, bring the hands to the knees, and just notice that. Maybe you feel a little bit more awake in the forearms, but also the hands and the fingers. Some circulation moving through that space. And the next one is going to be a little bit more dedicated to the wrist. So we're going to do one arm at a time. So reach that right hand out. I'm going to start with my right, but you can start with your left. And then bring the palm up towards the sky. We're going to have the thumb facing outwards here, so towards the right side of your space. And then go ahead and start to drop the fingers down. I don't have extreme range of motion. Some of you might have a little bit more than me. So I'm going to take that left hand and I'm going to start to just press those fingertips towards my upper body, so towards me. And I'm just pressing that palm forward. So we start to feel this in the stretch through the wrist. Breathe here. Not here extremely long. And then notice you're not forcing or jamming into this. You're really just finding a place where you feel a nice comfortable stretch, nothing too intense. Especially if you use your hands a lot, this might be fairly intense right when you get into it, right when you bring the left hand to touch the fingers. So just breathe. Last 3, especially after we just did those flashlights of forearm, probably talking to you still. Last 2. Take one more big breath. Exhale, release that out slowly. Just shake that right hand out. And then we're just going to switch sides. So once you're ready, left hand, palm up towards the sky, thumb out towards the left. Go ahead and start to bring the fingertips towards the earth. And then once you're ready, bring that right hand to grab those fingertips and just slowly peel the fingertips back towards you. So as if I was pressing my hand against that camera there. Breathe here. This is nice sometimes to do it in tabletop if you've never done it. Also a different variation of this shape. Take your last 5 breaths. Beautiful. Feeling that out. Breathing still. Breathing steady. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly release that out. Shake both hands out. Just take a couple moments. Again, just notice that we touched into the wrist there, a little bit into the forearms as well. And we're going to go ahead and grab that myofascial ball, or again, if you had a smaller ball, golf ball might feel okay, although a golf ball might be a little bit intense. You might want a blanket if you have a golf ball. It's just nice sometimes to have a smaller ball when you're working into the hands, because we're gonna move our way to the hands here. So one hand at a time, I'm going to go ahead and place the ball down. Place the fingertips down, and then the thumb's going to kind of just hang on the ball. So I'm really trying to find this pad of the thumb, and we're going to roll and kind of scribble that pad of the thumb. So depending on your anatomy, your fingers might be long or not long enough. That's okay if your fingertips don't touch. Just start to roll the pad of that. Sometimes when I have a bigger ball like this tennis ball, if I had a smaller one, I might keep the fingers on the mat, but I'm going to go ahead and lift mine today. But I'm just rolling that pad of the thumb. So really, again, that curve of your thumb. And then just breathe. Take a couple moments. Take a couple breaths. Some of us might feel this more than others, especially again if you use your hands in your line of work. You know, all of us use our hands a lot, right? Whether it be on our computers or our cell phones or whatever it might be. So this should feel good. If you found a place you could stay there and rock there, maybe even scribble that side to side. Last 3. Last 2. If you need to move the ball, you can. Last 1. Go ahead and release that out. Place the palm up towards the sky, and I just want you to be aware. Just notice. Notice how that right hand feels. Check in. Breathe there. We're going to stay in the hand. We're going to stay using this myofascial release ball. We're just going to really kind of do the whole surface of the hand now. So we were just in this kind of thumb pad area. I'm going to ask that you just scribble across your whole hand. So again, nothing too rigid. We're just going to find the ball. Just start to scribble across the hand, maybe creating some circles. I know that that feels good for me sometimes. Making sure you get maybe the inner pads like right underneath those fingers, or where the fingers kind of meet the base of the hand. Maybe even the pinky edge of your hand. If you took circles, go in any opposite direction. Beautiful. Last couple breaths. Last one. Go ahead and release that out. We just have one more on this side with a myofascial ball. Again, maybe you notice right away, especially after that scribbling, that there really is a sense of circulation coming back into that palm of the hand, maybe even down to the fingertips. So you have this kind of inner awareness of that hand and your wrist. The last one we're going to do is just going to be a little compression for the hand. So we're just going to place the ball right in the middle of the hand. So place that ball there. We're going to take the opposite hand. So I'm going to take my left hand on top of that ball and just find some nice compression. Again, it doesn't have to be too extreme. You don't want any excruciating pain. Just find something that feels appropriate in terms of pressure. And then just breathe here a couple breaths. When you're ready, start to peel that right hand off the ball. And again, maybe the palm faces up. Just take some time to notice maybe the differences from one side to the other. When you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take the left hand. So find that myofascial ball or tennis ball that you have, fingertips on the mat if you can. That thumb's going to kind of hang off. Again, we're coming into that pad of the thumb, and it might even be like a smiley face or a curved movement along that area of the thumb. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Just kind of finding a good space and pressure in the pad of that thumb. And maybe like a smiley face, you rock side to side on that ball. If you lose the ball, just find it again. Last few breaths on the pad of the thumb. Sometimes I like to go a little closer to the actual finger. Might find a little spot of goodness there. Beautiful. Last 3, 2, and 1. Just again, find some time to notice. I'm going to have a little friend joining me. This is Remy, if you haven't met her. But we're going to find that scribbling of the hand on the left side this time. So once you're ready, we're just going to scribble the whole hand. Again, maybe some circles, maybe side to side. She likes myofascial release too. Just find that scribbling motion on the left side this time. Again, nothing too rigid. If you need to come to the knife edge of the pinky side, the whole pad, if you want to come closer to the fingertips, just breathe. All right, last 5 for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just come off that ball. Just take, again, a couple moments to notice. Again, maybe some circulation, some rehydration coming back into the tissues of the hand. It's nice when you write a lot to come back to this practice. One last thing, all right, just the compression in the middle of the hand. So again, we're going to place that ball in the middle of the hand. We're going to take the opposite hand and just press on top of it. If you need to bring it closer to you to add a little more pressure, absolutely. And then just find that here. Breathe in a couple breaths. Last 2. Last 1. When you're ready, slowly start to come off that ball. Then again, just take a couple moments, maybe palms face up. Maybe let the eyes close. Maybe notice the differences from side to side. Maybe now there's a little more similarity from side to side. When you're ready, blink the eyes open. Go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing your energy with me. I hope you loved this one.